Welcome to the Peak Impact Mentorship, your partner for personal growth. If you're here for the very first time, I would like to congratulate you and welcome you to our channel where growth is modeled and expected from you. So, in Peak Impact Mentorship, recognition is our first priority. We always recognize that is our DNA. Our DNA is all about recognizing people. Whoever works hard, they cannot in our team any work which is done cannot go without getting recognition, and that's where is our theme. And presently every day 10:30 we are recognizing one of our students who is learning, who is transformed. So why are we doing interview on a daily basis? For a simple reason: we want to show you that growth is not automatic, it is intentional. Until you are intentional, you will not grow. And that is what Peak Impact Mentorship is all about. We create an atmosphere of growth, we provide an ambience to you so that you have no other choice but to grow. One thing I can assure you: if you have Peak Impact Mentorship for 1 year, your friends will see you after 1 year and say, well, wow, you have transformed. And that is the whole idea. So today we have a very special guest for you. His name is Adithya Joshi. So let me see if he's available. So Adithya, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, Vijay. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Please go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Adithya Joshi. I'm basically from a village called Gurgunta. It's in North Karnataka, something around 500 kilometers from Bangalore. I was born there and brought up in a town called Hatti Gold Mines, where my dad worked in a mines, and that is where I've done my schooling. And I've done education-wise, I'm BTech graduated in mechanical engineering. I worked for 2 years and then quit, did my master's in industrial automation and robotics, and then again I'm working as a team lead in one of the company in Bangalore.
All right. So how many brothers and sisters you are?
We are three. I have one elder sister and one younger.
Okay. So your father is to work in government job?
Yes, it's a state affiliated government job, and that's something called as Hatti Gold Mines. Is the only gold mines which is still working in whole of India.
Is the movie KGF is around that? Is that the movie theme around?
No, KGF actually is somewhere near to Bangalore, Kolar Goldfield, which is closed around 10 years back.
Okay.
The only operating gold mines is Hatti Gold Mines. That is where I come from.
So when did you started your professional career? Which year?
It's back in 2010, Vijay Bhai. That's when I completed my engineering, got selected in one of the campus interviews, and worked for 2 years. Quit my job again in search of something else, and did my master's, and then I joined one more company as a robotics simulation.
So you have overall how many years of experience? 8 years experience?
8 years of experience overall.
Very nice, very nice. So how did you came across PIM, Peak Impact Mentorship?
It's like something in February of first week this year, Vijay Bhai, where I got connected with Srikanth, who is my mentor now, through LinkedIn. We had a small chat and I got to know about PM from him, and since then till now I've not missed even a 1 PM session, and it's going on good.
Correct. What are PIM? Can you talk about what does PIM do? Which sort of workshops they do?
Before I tell about PIM, Vijay Bhai, I would like to tell how I was before I joined. I got to know about PIM. It's like 2010. I worked 1 year in Tamil Nadu. Quit my job, came to Bangalore, worked 1 year. Whatever I was doing, quitting and getting into new job was in search of growth. Quit, did my masters, got into another job. And from there on, what I felt was actually my life was going good. I had a good career till now. After joining, within 2 years, I was a senior engineer, promoted as senior engineer, and next in 1 year, I had become a team lead. So within 3 years, I was a team lead, and I thought, yeah, I'm doing great. So there were no complaints at all. But feeling this great was only for one day. That is the day when I received the salary, and the other day was when I get the appraisal. And then at that time I didn't know that whatever I was feeling was only the professional growth. I didn't realize that there is some other growths which I was looking for, but there was always something which was questioning me, that the whatever I am feeling, whatever growth I am seeing, is only restricted for it gets evaporated fastly within 1 or 2 days, something like that. So constantly I was looking for something. I didn't know that I was looking for something to grow for myself, personal growth or something. That is when I got in touch with Srikanth. And then after getting associated with PIM, I would say I'd list some 4 or 5 points of what I found over there. More than anything else, it's association, Vijay bhai. That's what is I felt is very important for every person to have a growth, actual growth, not what we think it's a growth, but an actual growth. So that's what we look for. That association is like whatever we see when we join the PIMM. That is when we realize that what association is all about, what environment we get to grow ourselves in our life. That is what I found. One thing. The other thing is mentorship. Rather, I would call it multi-layer mentorship, because every mentors, what we observe, what we see in the PIM, not only my mentor Srikanth, but all the other mentors are so accommodative to everyone, including you. Even though you are so busy at the time when we have the sessions in Bangalore in one of the locations, we get in touch with me and Srikanth get in touch with each other more often, but it doesn't stop me from speaking to you, or I don't feel like I'm speaking to a HOD or a professor. That's how it is. That's a kind of mentorship we usually look for, and that is what we are getting here. And the other thing, what I feel is confidence. That confidence is we get that confidence when we see the journey what you had and what you explain, what you share with us, and also by seeing the people who are beside us, who are sitting across us in beside us in the sessions, and see from there where they are coming and what they are looking for, and the same journey is what you had. So that is where we draw the confidence that yes, when a person who has come from where we are, and he's on the stage and giving us that light of hope to be there. So that is what gets us the confidence to move forward. And the other thing is reality check. When I say reality check, until unless I was introduced to PIM, I didn't know that there is something called as reflection. There was always a questions rising in our mind, but we didn't know that we have to sit back, pause, and sit back and reflect on what we have done all these days. That was not an answer which we gained from all these years. Whatever we gained or whatever we lost was only the age. We gained 30 years and we lost 30 years for me. So that is what I had all these years. So that reality check is when I got it when I entered this PIM. And the other thing is, I would say it takes away one important thing from your life. That we feel that it's very important, but it's a good thing that it gets evaporated once we join PIM. That is comfort level. And that is one good thing that we lose from PIM, and we have to lose that. So these are the things, Vijay bhai, I think that each and every person seeks unknowingly, but when he gets into PIM, that is the thing you get for yourself.
Very nice. You are actually with a lot of important points. Let me make sure, for the sake of audience, to summarize it in few points. First thing what you
Yeah.
said was very nice and relevant for everybody. All of us are growing in our career. And if we do not focus on the other aspects of growth in our life, there is always a void. And that's a very important point you
Yes.
covered. And that's what Peak Impact Mentorship always focuses. The second thing which you told is very interesting, that coaches are accessible here, where somebody is understanding, somebody is modeling the growth. When somebody is modeling the growth, it is easy for somebody to follow. That's a very interesting point
Yes.
you said, and it's very, very nice. So, how was the coach experience? Why don't you talk about something about your coach? About Srikanth, how was your experience with him?
It's actually great, Vijay bhai. He's Srikanth, and one thing is, since we are in a age and era that everything is measured in terms of professional life. We don't usually, we always complain that we don't get time. That's because we have put ourselves in such a situation that we usually don't try and get out of that situation and make some time for us. Even till now, Srikanth is the one. Even if I miss to call him and have a chat with him, he makes sure that he calls me thrice or four times in a week and asks what is going on and what are our plans for this week. Uh, so this is the kind of thing what we usually don't find in any of the education systems, whatever we had till now. Usually, what happens is we take loan, pay fees, get into college. So whatever we do is only for the attendance and the result mark sheet. That is what we do. But the mentorship, what we get here is they make sure that once you are associated with them, they make sure that that association is made useful in a very right way. They don't let go of, even if we say that we are busy, or we show that we are busy in some way, but they make sure that they don't feel that wow, what kind of a person is this. We are trying to give him a better opportunities to grow, to learn for himself, but and they don't make us feel that that thing a bit. Also, they keep on call us, and whenever we call them or we message them, they'll make sure that they get some time for us, for our growth. That's what I feel, Vijay.
Very valid
That
point.
is what
Actually,
Shrikanth does.
they give you a father feeling, and they connect with you to a level where they understand you at your
Exactly.
level, and then give you assignment. Very, very nice. Can you talk about what workshops PIM do? To which sort of events they do?
Uh, for that, that is something called as every week, Vijay, we have PIM sessions, workshop. That is, we since I joined, we have gone through most of laws of growth, whatever you had conducted. Every Sunday, we have that around 1 hour to 1 to 2 hours, 1.5 to 2 hours is what the session is all about. So there, we get to learn about things which we already in some or the other way we have heard of or read of somewhere, but we didn't make it a point to learn and implement in those things in our life. We feel whatever you feel, you explain to us, you tell in those workshops, we feel that we have heard this somewhere, we have read it somewhere, but we heard and read and left it there. So we didn't try and implement it in our life. But the way you explain it to us, we you convey it to through some stories of yours, personal stories, or the guys who are around you. Those stories, if you when you try to bind all those things and convey it to us, that is when it strikes us, and that is where we feel we are aligned to what we wanted to do. So
So actually, the weekend workshops are nothing but a practical examples of real life growth, and that touch with
exactly.
different aspects of growth every weekend. Correct. So
Yes,
what do you
and
talk about speaker?
yes, that is one very important thing. Uh, just to keep us connected whole through the week. So it's easy for a human mentality to get disconnected easily. It's not easy to get connected all the time. So to make sure that we are connected all through the week, what we do is once in a weekday we have something called as book reading club. That is something which PIM offers, free of course for all their participants. The thing what happens over there is there are very good books about personal developments, personal growth, which are also assigned and suggested by our mentors to us. We go through them, they assign us a chapter or in a page or something for us to go through for the whole week, and then they ask us to prepare for them and prepare for those chapters and present them in those sessions. Not only we present them, there are other 50, 60 people or close to 100 people who attend those sessions, and through them we get to learn most of the things which we couldn't complete in those 1 week or something. So what happens with that is, it doesn't mean that we don't have to read the other books. It only means that if we have read it, then we'll get to know the different perspective of those chapters. If we have not read them, then it will give us a summary of what that chapter carries, and then it creates something in us that we have to go and read that book. That is what it does, these sessions. And there are a lot of good books, which we some 4 or 5 important books that is suggested by our mentors to go through. It doesn't stop with those 4 or 5 books, but what it means that that is the starting point for everyone to get into the fold and understand what we are trying to do here. So
Very, very nice.
yeah,
So it actually gives you two things. Number one, it gives you public speaking platform. It gives you shared learning, and also it
yeah,
makes your discipline alive to read the books. Otherwise, the discipline of reading books is very difficult. Very,
yes.
very nice. It's an interesting point. Let's see if Srikanth is available. Srikanth, why don't you talk about first? Why don't you introduce yourself and then talk about your mentoring experience of Aditya?
Sure, Vijay. Thank you for inviting me over here. So, hello all. My name is Srikanth. As just to give a brief background about myself, I'm a mechanical engineer and hold uh, master's degree from IIT Madras. I've been in Bangalore for 12 plus years now, working in a renewable energy domain in the R&D domain. I have 5 patents in my name. That's about my job life. I've been associated with a PIM for a few years now. I'm very lucky to be personally being coached and mentored by Vijay himself. And if I have to talk about Aditya, uh, I'll like as Aditya has already mentioned, we got in touch through social media. Actually, first face to face, we met over a cup of a coffee. The first time when I saw him, I saw a gleam, a shine in his eyes actually, and I thought, no, he could be a good student for no, or a PI. In fact, I'll just take one step back and say uh, I meet a lot of students basically, uh, who, when I ask, "Do you really want to grow in life?" They say yes. They have a wish to grow in life, but then they don't really back it up with what it actually takes or requires to grow in life. Initially, I thought probably Aditya is also similar, would be in a similar category. But then very soon, he actually made himself stand apart from the crowd, and he was really serious about his growth. Whatever uh, assignments were given or whatever things that were actually given to Aditya, he meticulously followed it up. In fact, as he mentioned, we both had a very interactive calls. Generally, a little late in the night we go and we talk about various aspects, right? And he is very submissive, intimate listener. I would say that actually attracts any person. No, people would love to have him as their mentee. That one characteristic I always said, like, your listening skills are one of the killer skills if you combine with the good communication skills that you have. So is very submissive, very a good student of PM, I would say, Vijay.
In fact, you had been regularly talking to me about Aditya, that the way he's growing and he's learning. I think you're doing a very, very good job. So I'll end you up with
Thank you.
one last question to both of you. If you have to recommend peak impact mentorship to your friends, to your colleagues, and to your relatives, why would you do that? In one line, if you can tell, it would be great for a lot of people.
Okay, great. So I would say, coming from a very core technical background, all I knew was about mathematics and physics, and most of the times I would know how to get along well with machines, structures, and computers, but not anything about how to getting along well with people, how to make them part of our dreams and how to become part of their dreams. Actually, so this PIM workshop actually showed me the way, the path to learn all those skills, which are really, really important. See, actually, the 15% is only the technical skills that would be required for us to grow in our career. It would take to some particular level. But then the rest of the 85% is all about getting along well with people, right? Understanding them, right? It's not about just getting your work done, but working collaboratively, right? Amazing books, amazing channels that I actually got to know through Deep Impact Mentorship. So I would recommend that. And another point I would like to add is most of the people today are waging a lone war, right? That means they are trying to inculcate some good habits all by themselves and getting back to square one after a few days. They are leaving their habits because they are trying to do all by themselves, which is absolutely not possible unless until you have accountability partner or a team and a growth atmosphere. It is not going to last long, the changes that we are trying to get in within ourselves. So there, peak impact mentorship plays an amazing role, I would say, right? The coaches, very valuable coaching by you. I'm very really fortunate. I try to reiterate again that getting in touch with him has been one of significant milestone in my life. That's what I would suggest everyone to get in touch with PIM.
Aditya, why would you recommend in few lines?
Yes. Vijay, I have already told what PM has given me and what it offers to everyone. I would say whenever we try to purchase something in our life, we look for a few important things. I would like to name all those three things. One is economic factor, one is the quality of what we are purchasing, and the other thing is the service. In this case, I would not say service, I would say it's an unparalleled mentorship. So these are the three things which we get from it. Economically, it's nothing actually. Whatever we are, in fact, for me to come and attend your class, it takes around 200 to 250 rupees to reach from my location to the location where the PM is conducted. Just to, in one way, it cost me 200, but the cost of the actual gain, what I get for the day or for the week or so, is 100 rupees. That's actually nothing. That's economical. And the second thing is the quality. You can't actually know the quality unless you come and attend the classes or attend the workshop. That's one unparalleled quality. And the other thing is mentorship. As I've already explained, that mentorship. Along with these three, even if we go to a Sangeeta or a Purvankara or something, if we purchase a mobile phone, the thing after paying what we ask for is where is the complimentary pouch for that. With these three, we are getting complimentary book reading club with no cost. And I was not at all a reader. I used to read in college days, those also some novels. But with this huge knowledge gaining books, uh, I'm really grateful for all that has been done in my life with PIM. So
Very
these are
nice.
the reasons why you should be here.
Very, very nice. Thank you for both of you for coming and inspiring others. It was great talking to both of you. Now let me wrap it up. Thank you
Thank you,
so
Vijay.
much. All right. So my question to you is this: growth is knocking your door. Would you open it? Is the only question. Aditya grew. I have interviewed from last 7 days, almost every day one candidate. If you see, people had been from different walks of life. Some were 3 years experience, some were homemakers, some were working professional ladies, almost all. As a matter of fact, this entire 6 month, you will see every day I'll bring up one PIM student who has grown. Question now is in your hand. Would you grow or would you stay where you are? If you want to grow, let me tell you one thing. Presently, you might be watching it as a watch party. You might be watching it to our YouTube channel, wherever you are watching. Drop a message if you want to grow. You contact us. Our workshops are quite affordable, as Aditya was talking about. They're just 100 rupees, which anybody can afford. But if you go in terms of monetary value of 100 rupees, then you cannot appreciate this, because what I'm offering you is way beyond. On a weekly basis, I offer you more than $200 worth of material. See, I have invested on myself big time. I'm a John Maxwell certified coach, and we belong to JMT DNA. We can tell you with tremendous pride. And the way John Maxwell team works is in a very simple concept. It works on a concept of we over deliver and we under promise. We believe in setting a standard and then crossing our own standards. That's what we belong. And if you also want to grow, if you want to bring the best potential possible from you, then I would suggest Peak Impact Mentorship is for you. Hang around with us for 2 to 3 months and see the difference in yourself, in your life, and you will be surprised by your own potential. It was great talking to you. Tomorrow again, I'll come up at 10:30 to bring and one more student of ours and inspire. It was great talking to you. Thank you so much.